Alamo really backing his man up. He grabs the diffuser, he slaps it down on the ground himself. That's a really heads-up choice as well for Alamo to go with it because he had full health. Uno gets out of the window to protect, and G2 just need to hold on.
It's a good reading here that there weren't many C4s being brought along, just the one, and they found their answer with a very, very textbook execute here that Wildcard seemingly were not ready for. 4 versus 3 and not a lot of time to play with. Kansan at least finding one, but Tim, in these situations, it's very hard to see how Wildcard come back.
Alamo's ready for this one soon as he sees that barricade ripped down. However, Spiker does get onto the diffuser. Baby Shark takes Uno. Could they win this one? Blaz is there. Do they have time? No, they're unable to get onto it. And that's going to be G2 holding on to the round. There was a second there, just a second, when Blaz gets taken down. You just wonder if they can get on there quickly or not. Beautiful pinch push from G2.
They've kind of just said, you know what, you want to keep the wall closed, that's fine. You keep looking at that wall. They've had 2 players walking the back, Tim, and killed 2 players on the side of Wildcard. Baby Shark at least gives a little bit of control to the chaos. I mean, Loira and Uno should have been dead to rights a long time ago. They get a second, and now finally, it looks like Wildcard have reinstated some form of control because this round was going crazy.
Baby Shark 5-0 as he finds that kill onto Alamo. Having a great game so far. Kansan's going to close that one out. Wildcard get
Alamo stepping back in. There's no C4 left, I believe, to play with here. They're going to have to push into the Monty, but Doki needs to get some control of the ground here. He's being pushed by Bay at the same time, and he kills Doki. Alamo is all by himself, gets at least one back. Where the hell is Uno right now? He's finally got on the window. Alamo needs support, but it's too late, Tim. Uno's in a 1 versus 2, and when it looks so good for G2, it has started crumbling. Wildcard surging on forwards and taking control of this round. Bay's going to close things out. Great round from Wildcard.
Again,
Not taken away as well. It was only played in 1 round, our second when we were attacking on the downstairs, but it gives you a lot of confidence to play the map more freely, and I think they've probably identified they're thriving when they can play the map, when they aren't being constrained in by the Doctor Bee, and so far it's working wonders. Blaz taken down by Spiker. Second one falls. Loira also gone. Uno gone at the same time. They're literally falling like dominoes, Tim. There's only Doki left. Another round completely crumbling for G2, and Wildcard not giving them an inch in this game.
Nope, Baby Shark going to take a lot of damage, but that's about as close as they could get to preventing a flawless round. Didn't matter.
And there's no one there to secure a trade.
Look, Alamo has moved into sight, but he's got absolutely nothing to go on because all of Wildcard have kept themselves safe. He finally manages to get Baby Shark, but it's too little too late. He's now in a 1v4 because Wildcard have done the damage elsewhere. You've just got to feel like the timing was slightly off from G2 again. That teamwork that we've spoke about wasn't quite there. And Alamo wandered all the way through sight before he could find anybody. And by the time he did, Wildcard had picked up the kills at the rear. He needed to just be there a little bit sooner. Alamo keeps searching and seeking here, picks up Bay, finds himself now 1v3. He's got time potentially, but he doesn't have the health. That's the major problem for him.
He's got to win 3 separate 1v1s here, Tim, with a slither of HP to his name. It's just not going to go his way. G2 will be down 4-1 at that point. I'll give it to Wildcard, Tim. They are slamming the door in the face of G2 right now. And when G2 look to get a little bit settled and pause, what happens? Well, they just slam them. They go pushing into them aggressively. Control it they might. There's a 2v1 being forced out at the end there. Nothing he can do. Wildcard hide behind, but now he's down as well. Had the fuser in hand, and that's your shield offline. Like, what is going on? Uno's getting nothing today. All is 0 and 6. Shield's offline. Doki's falling. Surely another one falls soon after. Wildcard bunches together here around this long desk and punishing G2 every step forward they take. Wow. Absolutely slammed. A second flawless round this half. Still 1 C4 to worry about, but they'll be feeling good right now.
Potential challenge coming in from Alamo there, just looking to try and disrupt the progress of this Black game, but struggling to. Blaz manages to find Dash, takes down the shield much better from G2 as they pile on the pressure. Loira goes in and gets 2, and they find themselves suddenly 5v2, and this one is all but over for Wildcard. Baby Shark manages to pick up Uno underneath, but it's surely too little too late. Spiker does have diffuser in hand. He's going to go for a plant. What am I seeing?
This is interesting. Very, very interesting. Starting to get away with it low. He's dropped him and said, okay, you have the verticals, it's no issue by me. Now get shut out. Loira onto a 3K. All this focus on the top floor. All well and good, Tim, but unless you get control of it in the first place, you ain't walking away the winner, I'm afraid. And G2 do get the first defensive round on the board.
They did at bay for the time being. Uno's doing some work with the Tachanka. Meanwhile, the Sense gadgets will start to go out. Bay picks up Uno, so that's the Tachanka and the denial gone. But Blaz and Loira step in and manage to find one apiece. 3 versus 2.
That's the problem with the Tachanka, mind you, Tim. If another shot comes around the corner, Dash bringing it back into a 2v2. Starting to feel a little bit winnable here, but Uno relied so much on those Shumikas to do the work for him, but they just ran in and just killed him. Didn't care about the fire, took a bit of damage. Blaz at least gets the second one back. That will save this round for G2, and Spiker, he's got 2 to bring down with 15 seconds on the clock. It's looking very unlikely. Alamal will just run for the hills if he finds Blaz going down, but Blaz ain't giving it away. Collects his third of the round, and G2 hold on.
That's great play. Sort of need to rotate has caused the problem for Wildcard.
Doc could be there forcing a couple of players back. Speak about this operator all the time. So good for forcing roamers away, all getting punished by a team that is more than happy to capitalize during the duration of that phone call. Into a 4 versus 4. The final phone call comes out now, but they've got a bit sideswiped here, Tim. Still a good trade, though. Yes, Blaz gets rid of one, but Kansan is there for the response. Now a 3 versus 3 as the last of these phone calls go down, and Kansan sees his man. I don't think that they know here. I don't think G2 know that Kansan's crossing towards site at this point, Tim, but didn't have the diffuser. Now knows one's coming in behind. Right idea, and the swing comes through, and he just knows what's coming. He's a bit too smart for this one, Tim. Knows the challenge is coming in from the other direction, but Loira, he's out of dodge, so he don't want none of that smoke.
Kansan is so good in those sort of 1vx multiplayer situations and making the right choices and reading when things are going to happen. I'm going to take the opportunity to get in there and maybe put this diffuser down. He's made it stick, and G2, they're in big trouble, Des. They've got 40 seconds to do something about this. Loira, Alamo, you can't sit behind shields. You better get moving.
Alamal's come down. They need to get rid of Bay. Oh, Bay's got both down the long corridor.
You don't get rid of Bay, Des. Bay gets rid of you. Slaughter. Going to get fewer kills than everybody else, but I feel like we're in a world in competitive Siege where even your IGLs, your support players, need to be getting 4 or 5 kills a game at least. We can see Uno gets himself off the mark with a Nitro, and it couldn't have been better timed, but Kansan is there with one onto Loira, 3 versus 2, and we are heading towards that 1v1. There's a real possibility, Des.
They've just taken the conquest of that mirror window and using it for their own now. You've got Doki underneath. I believe Uno's the same, who are trying to hold off. Got to recover the diffuser, mind you, so it could be a little bit of a torrid and scrappy affair until that comes around. It's about playing as a team here, I think, for Wildcard, and not letting yourself get picked off and caught out by 1 or 2 players from G2 that are just off on the fringes somewhere.
Dash just low health on that Blackbeard, a saving grace for G2 potentially as the vertical work continues. I think just a little bit of a concern about a potential flank coming up yellow stairs. It's not actually happening, but Wildcard obviously felt that they'd heard something. G2 were moving away from that position. Right now, Uno Doki just trying to hold on, trying to burn a bit of time, but that's the big problem for them, Des. There's a minute left to go. This is it's too long to just soak up the pressure as Dash takes down Doki. It's all up to Uno. Can he 1v3? No, he cannot. Baby Shark, who else, finds the final kill and takes G2 into a 1v1 for survival.
The specific players coming into that team as well. Loira and Bay in this 1 versus 1. 2 great players to pick out. Yeah, Loira sort of in the entry for them. Bay's had a wicked game today as well.
Have a spray through the floor with the SMG. Loira is going for the plant. This is what I wanted to see. An attacker getting in there, getting aggressive. He's going to be successful. Bay has allowed that to happen. He's now playing back into it. And Loira has played it beautifully. Just stands in the middle of the smoke, draws him in, and then slams him as he drops.
Bay was still looking at the first.
But Bay definitely progressing towards site, but then changes his mind, comes back across, gives himself away. But Loira can't land any shots.
He's got to do what he can here. Off towards the left now. Bay straight in that line of sight. Not, of course, that Loira knows, sees his man, and should have had his head there, but Bay has just dipped away at the last second, and Bay gets the reverse. Lands the headshot, and Loira's gone.
What a close shot.
And hopefully get themselves enough to keep themselves away from elimination.
And the mental game is so important here. We have to acknowledge it because, yes, G2 have not looked the best throughout the tournament so far, but still, out of all the teams to start eliminating teams, Wildcard to be one of the first few to be able to eliminate him.
No, he's got him for sure behind. No, Loira's got him. How has he let that one happen? Bay's got the jump on him. He knew where he was. And Loira spun and got the freebie.
I think that must
be peeking, and he's going for it right now.
He's off towards the other side here as well. If he gets around behind Bay here, this could be massive. Bay, of course, has got to get in. Of course, the barricade also going to help out here, the information it gives. Still dug in. I think Bay probably suspects that something has happened. Also has time to get back on his own drone. Going to see nothing here, and surely that starts sending off the alarm bells. But Loira, he's on the move here. The swing comes in, and Loira wins it out. Wins the 1v1, 3-1, and keeps G2 here at Reload.
A huge move from Loira at the end there. Just took some courage to say, you know what? I'm going to grab a hold of this. I'm going to go and find him. I know where he is, and wins out that fight.
And the slow approach didn't work out for Bay. Sometimes you just have to play the 1v1 as a 1v1. Don't overcomplicate it. That's what ended up losing Bay that round. Loira was just playing aggressive, playing off of the confidence. He didn't even need the Ela drones.
A high IQ